So Siddharth, I want to focus on your Indianaut origin story because it is actually quite interesting that you had a very lucrative banking career in Singapore and now you're the founder of an Indian FMCG startup. So just walk us through that journey once.
Sure. So, honestly, I don't know how I ended up doing this, or I would have never imagined when I was in Singapore to come back and do FMCG in India. So I was a banker for about 6 years after doing my MBA. And but I had been a tea fan all my life, and I had drunk teas, black teas from a very young age. And when I went to Singapore, that's when I realized that I saw people drinking a lot of iced teas, and that was the first time I sort of got introduced to the space. Because when I was in India, although I'd had tea very regularly, and perhaps because of that, I never really had iced teas. And when I had the iced teas in Singapore, I thought it was a great product. It sort of met the need for a healthier beverage. And that, sort of made me inquisitive about this category. And then I sort of got hooked onto it. And I would have a bottle of iced tea on my desk every day, as would a lot of other of my teammates. And, my work took me to Indonesia, Malaysia, parts of China, and all of these places, iced tea is really huge. So I started thinking about why this is not a big category in India. And the answer was pretty obvious, which was that because we've been having tea with milk, perhaps that's why iced teas have not really taken off, or because there's never been a good product. There's never been a great bottled iced tea brand in India, because all the other products were essentially made with powdered tea, which doesn't really taste like tea. So as an Indian, as somebody who was very fond of tea, and as somebody who had really taken on to these bottled iced teas, which were made with real brewed teas and all of that, high quality teas, I was very convinced that if somebody did this in India, that would take off. And sort of having had that, investment banking background made me sort of really do a business, case study on this and prepare a business plan, look at the global markets and what's been happening.
I'm so sorry. You basically MBA'd your entire journey.
Well, kind of, but I think any entrepreneur would obviously do that. So it starts with that, it started with that curiosity about why is nobody doing this in India. And because I became hooked onto it and I started becoming convinced that everyone else would also get hooked onto it. So every time I travel back from Singapore, I'd get 20 bottles and I'd show it to all my friends and, do you like this? How do you like this? And I'd try all the iced teas from all across the world. And over time, I got convinced that this is an opportunity, that there is a dearth of beverage brands in India. If you look at the beverage aisle in India, and I'm talking about 2013, 2014, 2015, it was still just the large brands, and there were very few entrepreneurial brands, or very few small brands who were doing high quality products. And I think that's true even today. And therefore, I felt that the opportunity is massive. The category is, something that is not being created, but has the potential to become big because there is an innate understanding of what good tea is about. And if you give it in a cold format in a hot country like India, there's no reason why it shouldn't work. So yeah, once you're in investment banking, you want a reason to get out of it. It's a tough life. So yeah, I'm glad I did it.
I think the entrepreneurial spirit really burns brightly in you, because I think a lot of folks will always, when they'll hear your story, they'll resonate with the fact that, we've sometimes seen this opportunity that, there's this product or something which is not prevalent in India, but is really prevalent outside.
Yeah.
But nobody really takes the jump, nobody really takes the leap.
Sure.
Starting that.
It took me a couple of years to really, get convinced about this.
Right.
There are a lot of ideas that come, and there are a lot of ideas that you keep thinking about, that this one kept coming back to me, like this one stuck. Other ideas come and go. But when an idea sticks with you for a couple of years, that, it's got some legs.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this episode. The Indianaut Podcast is available on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook to receive all updates on the upcoming episodes. We'll see you in the next one.